right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, now we will talk about BTC. We will talk about the BTC dominance and what type of price action we could anticipate over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? And how bad altcoin, will be crushed in BTC, not in USD. In USD, they could stay constant or they could just drop a little bit. But in BTC, we will discuss what type of crush we could get on alt, right, before the next alt season. It is just going to be temporary. I don't think it is going to be permanent, like alt season going to be dropping forever and we will never get alt season, right? There's a pattern I'm seeing right now versus BTC, right, on alt, right, alt to BTC pairs. It is not that great, right? So when we take a look at the BTC dominance right here, the pattern, okay, it is extremely bullish, okay? It is extremely in the short term bullish, right? But could we anticipate some short-term bearishness over the next like a few weeks or even like a few months and all that good stuff, right? Yes, we could anticipate a bearishness, right? If we take a look at our previous breakout, right, just about like back in September, right here, we discussed how September is a month, right? Is a very important month where we get the shift in momentum. As you can see right here, we broke out like nearly over 25%, right? Started from 56 all the way up nearly 30%, okay, all the way up to like a 73, 74%, right? Nearly 29 to a 30% breakout. So the BTC dominance, right, broke out only 29%. But let's take a look at some coins like Link. Link broke out massively to the downside, okay? It broke out like from nearly 168,000 sats all the way down to like a 35,000 sats. So nearly 80% dump. Okay, the dump started like the first week of August 2020 and it bottomed somewhere around like a December 23rd, right? So you guys remember the December 23rd sell-up, right? So if you're not paying attention on the macro scale, you might be bullish on the Link, like, since like, let's say after the dump right here, you're going to be like, oh, we're going to be breaking out and not paying attention to the BTC dominance right here. The BTC dominance was going up, right? So if we take a look at the current structure of Link, I'm just using Link as an example, not like, saying like Link will dump and all that good stuff, right? Because it is pretty apparent on Link. So I think it is going to be the easiest example, right? So if you take a look at Link right now, we broke out the trend support right here. We started the support line since like July 2018. Retested it right here, May 2019. You guys remember Link back in May 2019. If you've been following Sun Crypto right here, what we said was like, guys, let's just suck it up right here versus BTC 14,000 sats. Okay, that's when I started being bullish on Link at the very bottom, right? We retested the trend line again, okay, December 2020, January 2021 right here, and we broke out to the upside. We did not pump massively versus BTC, right? Yes, it pumped like 200%, but it is not that great when you compare to like a Solana or like a ADA and all that good stuff. So it is just correcting. As of now, we broke out below the trend line support. Our 50% pullback going to be somewhere around like a 3150. Okay, 3150 going to be our 50% pullback. And if you take a look at it, guys, I'm not saying we will drop another 80% from our May high, but we could potentially see Link dropping all the way down to like a 20,000 to a 25,000 sats, give or take right here, which is going to be at 0.618. I'm not saying it will, but something to just keep in mind. And remember, it is Link BTC, not Link USD. Last year, Link USD, right? Link BTC dropped nearly 80%, right? Started from August down to December, right? But if we take a look at Link USD, while the BTC dominance was going up, right? Right here, right? August, right? Through December. We only dropped like, let's say, right here, we closed just about like a 45%. So, the BTC dominance could drop a lot, but the USD pair might only be, either moving sideways or not even dropping at all. Okay, so something to basically consider, when you are basically being either bullish or bearish on alt. Yes, it is a good time right now to stay, in BTC and watch the price action do the work. We said it, guys. So if you've been following some crypto, right, you know exactly what to do. Okay, you knew exactly what to do actually, right? We said it right here. It's not going to take a 1 day breakout. I don't think it is going to break out in September. I said it, right? So the breakout could start sometime in October, November and all that good stuff, going into December, right? So what type of rejection we could anticipate, right? We know exactly what we're looking for. We talk about it, right? Talk about it back in September. We said September going to be what? A shift in momentum, right? And the momentum could go all the way up to 48 to 50%, which is going to be a beautiful, beautiful pattern. Why it is going to be a beautiful pattern for alt is like we could anticipate a one-to-one extension of our previous move. This could be our A wave right here, and we could get another wave like that, which is going to be our B wave, which is going to be also a complex correction, ABC, right? And we could get this move to the downside. And if we're going to expect like a one-to-one extension to the downside, right? Once again, do not use these arrows to try to predict the price to the downside, right? For instance, you don't want to do something like this, okay? Right? I've seen like many traders doing something like that, right? So if you're using, you can do it if you're not using log scale. Okay, I take that back. If you're not using log scale, you can do it. For instance, if I remove the log scale at the bottom right corner right here, right? You can potentially do that. Yeah, you can do that if you're not using the log scale right here, right? Make sure your chart is not on log scale, right? Right here, right? But the safest thing to do, right? The safest thing to do is just use your log scale, right? Log scale chart, and at the same time use your extension. Make sure your extension is on log scale also, right? So you do a swing low, swing high down to swing low, up to a swing high, right? We could anticipate a pump up, a dump, okay, all the way down to like a 26%, okay, which is going to be crazy, guys. Remember, okay, the first dump right here from a 72% down to a 40%. We're seeing like, excuse me, we're seeing like a 20x, 30x, 40x, on alt season, right? When the alt season was going on and all that good stuff, right? So if we're going to get another basically nearly 45%, right? 50% dump versus versus BTC, it means like alt could be pumping like 10, 20, 30x again, just like FTM, CELR, Solana and all that good stuff, and some of these top alt. So in the short term, just to cut it short, it could be devastating. Okay, it could be disastrous, right? In the next like a few weeks and so on. But all I'm saying is like, it doesn't mean like you have to give up on your alt, all your alt, and be like 100% BTC, because you just don't know which one of your alt will be breaking out. Okay, we talked about it last year with sushi. I gave you guys an example on sushi, EGLD, and all that good stuff. So you just don't know which one of these alt will be breaking out massively. For instance, right now, DOT could be breaking out. Okay, could basically say, hey, I do not care about the BTC dominance, right? I'm going to be breaking out with BTC. Okay, DOT could say something like that. Okay, I'm not saying it will, because we will basically have to go through the DOT BTC analysis and all that good stuff, right? So now another important thing to keep in mind is like the alt dominance. Okay, most people don't talk about the alt dominance, right? When we take a look at the alt dominance, we talked about a couple of days ago. What we said was like it is at the 21 EMA right here. Okay, it is already showing a strong bearish divergence on a weekly basis, guys. Guess what, guys? That's when we started talking about the the BTC dominance breaking out. Alt dominance was already topping out. Okay, right now you could call for a beautiful flat correction right here, which is pretty valid, right? It is valid to call for a flat correction, which is basically exactly what we're saying, when we take a look at the BTC price action right here, which is basically the inverse, okay, of the alt dominance, right? If we're going to get a bearish flat correction right here, we could anticipate a bullish flat correction right here. It is not guaranteed it will, we can just hope, right? Alt will wake up once we hit like a 50% right there. Okay, 40, let's say 51 to a 49%, give or take right here. Okay, so something to basically consider going forward If we break out below the 50%, we still got our, let's say 47, 46 support right here. Okay, anywhere around this area, right? But once we get our MACD right here on a weekly basis to a flip positive, that could basically seal the deal. Okay, and most of the time, guys, I told you many times, right? Whenever we get these strong rejections, right, either to the upside or to the downside, it doesn't matter. It is in general, okay, a strong trend. It doesn't matter if market is going to the upside or if market is going to the downside. You see what I'm saying? So the pattern we got right here, it is a what? A very strong bearish pattern. If you take a look at it versus BTC, that's the same pattern we got right here, but on the upside, right? It is a very strong pattern. Okay, your MACD getting rejected by your signal line, it shows a strong volatility, potential volatility movement over the next like a few session and all that good stuff, depending on which time frame you're looking at. If you're looking at the weekly, it could be a weekly breakout, right? If you're looking at the 1 second chart, it could be a 1 second breakout, whatever, right? You get the concept. Hey guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Pablo S Crypto in the house. Craig, thanks a lot for tuning in. I saw your NU breakout 500% in one day, right? We will take a look at NU. Make sure to remind me, right, during the live stream, because it is going to be a short live stream, right? So it is already 10 minutes, right? So hey Craig, thanks a lot for tuning in. 46 Zebra, it's been a while. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Cannibal Wealth in the house. Clay in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. So guys, if you enjoy the content, it is free, right? Make sure to hit the likes to support the channel. All this information I'm giving you guys, it is free. Okay, I'm taking my own time, right, to do this analysis, look at the chart, give you guys some heads up. On the macro scale, it's not easy being it is not easy, okay, being a macro trader, like, because it requires patience, it requires time, right? It means like you have to be very patient, even though you might have all the skills, right? Like knowing what's going on, knowing this pattern, knowing like the bullish divergences and all that good stuff. But guys, our bullish divergences, right? We're not looking for like a 1 hour bullish divergence, okay? We're looking for like a 2 hour bullish. I mean, not 2 hour, but 2D, 3D bullish divergences, right? Weekly divergences, monthly divergences. So if you're not cautious enough, or if you're not patient enough, right, you're not going to get those 500% gain. You're not going to get those 10x gains, right? It is easy to get like a 10% gain in this market, but if you want to make it to the top, right, you gotta pay attention to the macro scale. Okay, yes, you can short-term trade, but you don't want to confuse your long-term holding versus your short-term trading. Like a good example is like XTZ. Okay, I know it hasn't been pumping like we wanted it to, right? It's not pumping like 20x, 30x, right? But guess what, guys? We bought it at the bottom. Let's go back to XTZ before we talk about the BTC. We were buying XTZ right here last year when the BTC dominance was rising, right? What we said was like, we're going to start buying right there, okay? Versus $1, anything at or below $2, it is going to be a steal. Yes, it pumped all the way up to $8, dumped back down to $2, give or take, and pumping back up to like a $9. So overall, we're still in the same range. I don't see yet a parabolic move like Dogecoin, like Solana, like Link. So it is telling me I still got time to reaccumulate, or I still got time to wait. So if you're not patient enough, right, you're gonna miss like the big breakout on XTZ, right? For instance, if you weren't patient enough, you miss what? The BNB breakout, right? When we were talking about the BNB breakout, was like $40, guys, right here. BNB was consolidating. Very boring, okay? In our premium, I remember the week that BNB broke out right here. I was like, guys, don't sell it. It is a flat correction right here, right? On the low degree, you can see it on the 3D basis. It is a flat correction, and if you basically do not buy it right now, right, $30 to $40, this sucker going to be breaking out massively to the upside. Okay, this sucker going to be breaking out massively to the upside. And we did lay out all those targets, like when BNB was like $30, we were talking about like $250, guys, $300, $600, and all that good stuff. That was back in December. And it was what, guys? Take a look at it right here. a 20x move. So on the lower degree, if you're trading the hourly time frame, you do not dare to call for a 20x move. You can't, right? Because on the hourly, the max gain you could get probably is like a 20%, right? And then, price action will cool down like a 50% again and all that good stuff, right? So, but if you're trading the macro scale, you can be like, okay, I'm buying at $20, $30, or even like $50 right here, and I'm going to be looking for like a $600. Okay, if you go on my premium, if you're in my premium, you got all these targets on BNB, XEZ, Tron, Litecoin, and all that good stuff on the macro scale. But they will take time. They will take time. So you just have to be cautious, and be prepared for these macro targets. So when they play out, you know exactly what to do. Otherwise, you might see like something like BTC. Let's go ahead and take a look at BTC right here. If you weren't ready for 60K, right now you're going to be panicking. And you're going to be like, okay, I wasn't ready for 60K. So now what to do? I got to find a bearish pattern. Okay, I got to find a bearish pattern, right? So you're going to be like, okay, this is our A wave. This is going to be our B wave, and we're going to get our C wave. It is a valid pattern. I just saw it like in our Telegram group, our public Telegram group. I think like Crypto Savvy, right? Posted it on YouTube. Somebody posted it on our Telegram group, right? Let's take a look at it right here. So make sure to join our public Telegram group so you can, interact with other moon boys or other doom boys, right? Let's take a look at it right here. So if we take a look at it right here, this pattern, it is a valid pattern. No one can say the pattern is not valid, okay? But just because the pattern is valid, right, doesn't mean right here. Just because the pattern is valid, right, it does not mean it will play out, okay? Because you have to take a look at what your indicators. The reason why we're using these indicators, right, it is only for one reason: to get a directional move, not to get not to try to anticipate a reversal like right away while the directional move is ongoing, right? The directional move we talked about previously was like, guys, on a 2D basis, I was clear, guys. I was clear just like last year. Okay, on a macro scale, guys, I'm not saying I'm the king, but I've been pretty spot on the macro scale, right? So what I said was like, if we flip bullish right here on our 2D basis, right, price action above the 2D 211 EMA, what we're going to get? A reversal pattern. What we said right here, if we flip bullish, okay, we're already bullish right here. What we needed was like to get our price action above the 211 EMA. Okay, what we did right here, we went long at 33 and we were buying the dip. All I was saying, guys, no need to be leveraging at the bottom. Just buy the dip. Once we pump above the 2D 21 or even the 3D 21, whichever you're comfortable with, right? You basically just take the long because you know the trend going to be strong. Okay, that's the same thing I said right here, and that's the same thing we said also right here. If you remember back then, I had a public video, right? A short video, and I was like, okay, is this a fake out? And I was like, okay, it could be a fake out. However, since like we're above the 2D 21, if we consolidate somewhere around like 11.5, right, 11K and get the breakout, that is it. We just have to go to the moon, right? No look back, no retest of 10K, because bears, they always, look for a retest. They will always look for a retest. Okay, just like bulls. Okay, in a bear market, they will always call for a pullback and all that good stuff, right? So I'm not just saying like bears are wrong. They could be right. As I said, the pattern right here is a valid pattern. But as long as we above our 2D 21 EMA, I'm not going to be looking down. That's just easy. Okay, I made a mistake right here. Okay, one mistake I made right here. I knew exactly the pattern. Okay, that's exactly what I said right here. But sometimes you be such a moon boy, right? And you forget about your strategy, right? You take a look at it right here. Exactly what we said. Price action above the 2D 20, below the 2D 21, right? Might be staying negative, right? It is what? a shift in momentum, and guess what? We dumped down. Yes, I said let's be cautious, right, and not try to long it right here, but we could have basically probably like completely got out, right? But you know, we will learn from it, right? So if we break out below the 2D21 EMA over the next like a few weeks, you know, and price action starts to you know, MACD starts to turn negative like that, and price doing something like that, right, like that, we will be like, okay, let's just get out. No need to be waiting, because we know we will pull back. Okay, once we pull back, if we get back above the 2D21, let's say the 2D21 is right here, right, right there, and price action, let's say finally dump below it right there, try to retest it, right, get back above it right here and dump below it, we're gonna be like, okay, let's get out. Let's just suck it up this time, right? Let's just suck it up. And once we get back above the 21 EMA right here, let's say we dump lower and pump back above it, then we're gonna be like, okay, now, right, now it is time to be some moon boys, right? Something like that. I'm not saying it will play out like that, right? I'm just giving you guys an example so you can get the visual aspect of the moon analysis, right? Right. So let me take a look at the chat room again. So guys, if you have some question regarding any alt, make sure to put it in the chat room. So as soon as I finish with the BTC dominance and the BTC price action, I will take a look at those alt, right? So right now, what can we expect? Can we expect high prices on BTC, right? Right. Yes. There is no need to be looking for lower prices right now. Okay, all the bears got wrecked already, calling for, you know, a retest of 51K and a dump back down to 40K and all that good stuff. Guys, remember, guys, I was saying that we're going to drop down to 40,100 range, give or take, all the way down to 38.2. We did not get our 38.2. However, it doesn't mean like I have to wait for 38.2, because the range was like 40975, right, down to a 38200, and we dumped all the way down to like a 39500. So it was at mid-range. So just because I did not get my lower range doesn't mean I have to stay bearish, because I don't care about bearishness, I don't care about bullishness, I just care about the direction. Just care about the direction. So we can say, oh, I missed the bottom, or like I missed the top, okay, or like my conviction is like 10K. I'm a 10K bear, like a 10K bear, right? He's about to change his name to a 300K bull. So just keep that in mind, right? So the target I'm looking for to the upside, it is going to be a very moderate target. I'm not looking for 100K, right? I'm just going to stay with my Fibonacci's, right? And the next upside target I'm going to be looking for, let's use the log scale. Okay. Give me guys 1 second. I just had to make sure, you know, I ask Satoshi before I talk about the next target and all that good stuff, right? So what Satoshi is saying is like our next upside resistance, right? Based on log scale, I'm going to give you the target versus the log scale, and I'm going to give you the target versus, you know, the linear scale, whatever you want to call it, right? Versus the log scale, I'm going to be looking for 81716, right? 81716 up to 91949, all right? Based on today analysis, right? Because if I draw it tomorrow, it might be different. But just to get some nice round numbers, right? Let's get 81K to 91K, right? So we get some nice round numbers to remember easily, right? So why 81K? 81K going to be our what? 1.27. Okay, 1.27 going to be right here. 1.41 extension going to be right there. All right, so that's the numbers we're going to be looking for to the upside if we break out above all-time high and do not break out below the 2D21 EMA at any given time. And also remember, guys, regarding the MACD, it is very important to make a note. The MACD right here, what we said, do not call for a bearish divergence. Why? Because you just don't know how strong this guy is going to go. Okay, you're calling for a bearish divergence, right? Just because you're double tapping and not getting a bearish crossover, we're gonna get you wrecked. Okay, you're gonna be so convinced, right? Market will reverse, but market will be like goodbye, goodbye, right? So that's the level we're gonna be looking for based on log scale. Now let's take a look at it on without the log scale, right? Remove the log scale. If we do not use the log scale, we could say 75.1 to 80K right here. 75.1 to 80K. Okay, that's going to be 1.27 to 1.41 based on the linear scale, right? Right here. Okay, so whichever you're comfortable with, you can just go by it. Okay, but me, I'm a moon boy, so I'm just gonna go with the the log scale, 81 to 91, anywhere around like 85K, right? Could be a good level to start like taking some profits and look for that 20% dump. We're gonna get a 20% dump. Okay, so make a note of that, right? Make sure to keep that in mind. We will get another 18 to 20% dump, right? But I don't think we're gonna get it right now, right? I don't think we're gonna get it right now. It could be somewhere around here. Okay, if we take a look at it back in November, guys, right here, we did have a nice 20% dump, right? And Kirby and the circle guy were calling for like a 2K after that and all that good stuff. Guess what, guys? We said let's stay with the trend and we will go to the moon. It is nothing but a flat correction on the macro scale. It is nothing. We got a very impulsive move to the upside. We made, we got the first dip, the second pump right here, short pump, and another dip, right? We called it what? A flat correction. Everything in our premium group, guys. Everything in our premium group. Even on the, even on the lower degree right here, what we said, once we pump, we will get another short-term flat correction just like that. But it will be on the 6-hour time frame. Okay? So something to keep in mind. We will get some 20 to a 22% dump, all right, couple of times before we get to like 100K and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at BTC in terms of log scale, right? Log scale and extensions, and why we were so spot on last year. Okay, so right here, if you take a look at it, why the log scale is so important is like, if we take a look at it right here, we said that was our wave 1, and that was our wave. That wave 1 was right here. That's the starting point of wave 1, and that was our wave 2, right? So what we said was like, we're going to be expecting what? A 1.618 extension to the upside right there. And what we did was like, we did a swing low to swing high, down to swing low, right? And we said, 44K, give or take. Okay, 44K going to be what? Our upside target. And guess what? After 44K, yes, BTC broke out to the upside, but take a look at it. It was struggling to break out to the upside. It was struggling to break out to the upside, right? And that's when alt season started. That's when alt season started. As soon as BTC hits like 44K, yes, it pumped to the upside, but it was not pumping like the move we got right here. So alt season started basically the first week, second week of January, after we hit like a 44K and all that good stuff. And we said anything at or below 30K right now, going forward, going to be our main support. Okay, so now what we're looking forward to the upside, we know we already got our wave 3 potentially. That's our wave 3 right there, right? And we're going to be looking for our wave 5. That's our wave 4, right? We talked about wave 4 last year. We said we're not going to care about wave 4 right now. Let's just focus on wave 3. Once we get our wave 3, we're going to get our wave 4. And after that, we will get our wave 5. That's going to be on the macro scale, right? If we want to expect another extension, we could just expect like 1-to-1 extension of what? Of our wave 1, just to be conservative. Okay, meaning the first wave right here from like a 3K, right, up to 14K, right? If you want to extend it to the upside right here, that's why you can't use like, these arrows on the log scale, right? So this wave right here, if you want to extend it from 30K, right, it's going to take us all the way up to 130K. Okay, That's going to be our second target. It could go higher. Remember, these targets are just directional move. As we said last year regarding 44K, we said 44K it is just a directional move. We could pump all the way up to like a 80K. We just don't know. But once we get to 40K, it means that you have to suck it up and take some profits, right? So once we hit also 30K right here after the correction, if we get a correction at 75, 80, or 90K, it could be alt season. Basically, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't mean BTC could be, okay, could, it doesn't mean BTC couldn't, it doesn't mean like BTC can't go higher, right? It only means like we could get a slow down in the continuation, right? Something to basically keep in mind. So now I got 5 minutes, right? So now let's take a look at a BTC in terms of extensions, right? So back in 2019, you can go back and watch my videos back in 2019. What we said was like, in terms of extensions, right? In terms of extension, what we're going to be looking for, right? What we're going to be looking for, it is pretty easy, okay? Very easy setup. Very, very easy setup, okay? So what we're going to be looking for, it is very important, guys. It is very, very important to know exactly what we're looking for in within the next like a few months and all that good stuff, right? So let me just remove this, right? So what we're going to be looking for is like, if we take a look at the first wave, okay, on the BLX chart, started back in like 2010 and all that good stuff, right? So the first move we got right here all the way up to like a $34. If we just want to extend it, you can see like the first extension was like what, 0.786 all the way up to like $1,100, right there. So, and if we want to basically apply the same setup, right, from like let's say not apply the same setup, but if we just like apply the same setup in terms of like getting like a more confidence, like we're gonna be getting like the same extension, is like the bull market after that, right? We got another basically 0.786 extension right here. If you draw it properly, it is very close, right? We did get a nice 0.786 extension, just like what we had on the first bull, during the first bull market right there. Okay, and take a look at the next bull market after that. Okay, swing low from 160, 150, give or take, right? Up to we already talked about the second bull market, but if we're expecting another extension to the upside, right here, right there, we could expect, right, the 0.786 to be somewhere around like where, 130. Okay, we just talked about 130, right? So that's what I'm saying, like anywhere around like 130 to 150 could be a strong rejection. All right, could be a strong rejection. It doesn't mean, once again, it can't go like to 150 or even $200K and all that good stuff. All I'm saying is, based on the previous bull market, the 0.786 extension, it is going to be quite important. Right, it is going to be quite important. We talked about it back in 2019 when BTC was like 9K and all that good stuff. So it's not like we're just talking about it right now because BTC is breaking out. Okay, so one other thing, guys, another important thing to keep in mind also, if we just want to rely on the first wave right here, right, and we don't care about like repeating the same process and all that good stuff, we can just go by the the Fibonacci on the macro scale, meaning like instead of basically repeating the same pattern again, try to draw these extension. We can just say, oops guys, take a look at it. That's 0.786. That's 1-to-1 extension right here. Where was 1-to-1 extension? Give or take 6K, 7K, right? We all know what happened between 6K, 7K, and right now we're getting what, a rejection, not rejection, but consolidation at 1.27, which is 65K, 68K right here. Okay, and the next extension to the upside, it is going to be, guys, over 200K. So, and 1.618 extension will be somewhere around like 1 million. So if you're bullish on BTC on the macro scale, everything is playing out starting like from the first wave. Okay, but you're not gonna get these targets like in 2021, not even like in 2022. I don't think like we're gonna get to like a 200K in 2022, right? But who knows? Okay, I don't know. I'm just guessing, right? So if you basically want to stay with the macro scale, you can just follow these Fibonacci's on the upside and just don't care about like anything else. Okay, even if we dip lower, you're gonna be like, okay, our 1.41, it is like over 200K. Why do I care about like a BTC dumping down to 30K when I know we're gonna go all the way up to like a 200K? And I said it on the macro scale right here. What I was telling you when BTC was dumping right here, I told you if you buy anything at or below the monthly 21 EMA on the macro scale, it is a good deal. It is a great deal on the macro scale. Whenever you buy, BTC around the monthly 21 EMA, I don't have time to explain why and all that good stuff. But if you've been following us long enough, you know exactly what I mean. Okay, you know exactly what I mean. At 30K, I was telling you guys, just suck it up. Just suck it up. Let's suck it up. Okay, we can go lower, but let's just suck it up. All right. Because on the macro scale, if I'm buying BTC at the monthly 21 EMA, I know it is going to be a great deal, okay, going forward. All right, guys. Hey, guys, I'm just going to keep it short, right? I'm gonna keep it short, and we're gonna go for another live stream, within the next like a few hours and so on, right? So make sure to hit the likes, make sure to join the public Telegram group, link in the description, and all that good stuff, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.